That was a quiz.
You made 6-7 on the last test?
Yeah, that 8 questions on it. What do you want me to do? All right, let's do number 1.
Sorry, some David doesn't have to cheat. No cheating.
All right, if you guys get stuck or lost anywhere, let me know, all right? And I'll slow down.
And
All right, so number 1, this side is 2, right?
Yep.
All right, so what do I know about these two sides? They're always what?
That means
Both of them equal. So if that's 2, this side's 2. All right, what do I know about the hypotenuse side? Look at your formula. What's it tell you to do? Whatever this side is, put it right here, times it by root 2. We'll leave it 2 root 2. You don't have to make it a decimal. You can leave it 2 root 2. All right, everybody good on number 1? It's solved. Once you fill in all 3 sides, it's done. All right, let's go to number 2.
So we're not doing math stuff?
Pretty much just learn how to use this formula. All right, number 2, this side is 24.
That means that's
All right, so this one's a little tricky. If they have a number on this side, Jason, then they've already done that. They have already multiplied it by root 2. So if we're going to go backwards, what do y'all think we're going to do to find the
square
answer?
root of it.
I'll say it again. If they have a number over here, if they've gone from here to here, then you have to multiply by root 2. So if we go backwards, you have to divide by root 2. So take that number, 24, divide it by root 2 in your calculator. Use the other calculators I just gave you because your graphing calculators will not handle that. And tell me what y'all get.
16.2.
I don't want a decimal. Don't use your graphing calculator. That's what I want, 12 root 2. Everybody should be able to get 12 root 2 on your calculator.
Oh, I got 4 root 2. I just made it
So we can make the 24 there?
24 is how long that side is, yep. All right,
So you're leaving it.
everybody understand how you get 12 root 2?
That means,
Ariana,
that means
good?
both sides are 12. So you're
You
leaving.
didn't punch your calculator?
All
All right, so 24
I got
divided by root 2. All right, so if this side is 12 root 2, then this side is 12 root 2, because we know those two sides are always
Wait a
equal.
minute.
Go ahead.
Can't you know it's 5 is hard.
We're gonna get the hang of it, guys.
So it means 12.
12 root 2. Whatever you get when you divide it by root 2 in your calculator, Jason, that's the answer. It goes on both sides. Because both of these sides will be equal. Now again, guys, when y'all take the SAT, they're not gonna give you this formula, you gotta know.
On the first one, why wouldn't that be 2 root 2 on the other ones too? Got her. Instead it's just 2.
Well, they gave us that side as 2.
The next
All right, let's go to number 3. All right, number 3, guys, is a lot like what we just did on number 2. So I'm gonna say it all again. If this side is 16, look at your formula. This is your formula for that side. If they have a number on that side, then they've already done that. They've already multiplied it by root 2. So if you're gonna go backwards to this side, you have to divide it by root 2. Now, based on what we did on the first problem, there is a pattern you can follow. The first problem, we had 24 divided by root 2. It gave us 12 root 2. So here's what you do. You take 24 divided by 2 and get 12 and put the root 2 beside it. So if that's true, this would have to be 8 root 2. Check me on the calculator, but using our pattern, that should work. 16 divided by 2 is 8, and put the root 2 in. So this side is 8 root 2, which means this side is 8 root 2, because the legs are always equal.
So basically, if they give you those whole numbers, just plugging that in with the.
All right, question. I can go to number 4. All right, let's go to 4. All right, number 4 says 4 root 2. All right, so for the third problem in a row, we've got to find these two sides. All right, for the third problem in a row, if you have a number in that spot, look at your formula, it tells you what they've already done. to it. They've already multiplied it by root 2. So if you gotta go backwards, you have to divide it by root 2. Now look at this one. What's gonna happen? You don't even have to put it in your calculator, do you? You know that root 2 is gonna cancel out that
That's
root 2.
4 on each side.
So that's 4 on each side. All right, let's go to 5. All right, number 5, you've got root 2 in this spot. All right, so look, these two sides are equal, which means this side's also got to be root 2. How do we find the hypotenuse? What's our formula tell us to do? The formula says, take whatever you had here, put it right here, multiply it by root 2. So you're going to have root 2 times root 2. You can plug that in your calculator if you don't want to do it in your head.
Give you 1 point.
Nope, do it. Plug it in, see what you get. Root 2 times root 2, Jesse. It should give you 2.
I think I put the rest together.
So that answers 2. So, learning how to use the formula. Anybody got a question?
2.
Y'all do number 6 by yourself. All right, so it's 36 here. Look at the formula. The formula
18
says
root 2.
they've already multiplied it by root 2, so to go backwards, we divide by root 2.
So it's 18.
36 divided by root 2 should be 18 root 2 if our pattern holds up on that one. I don't see why it would.
Is.
Okay. All right, so everybody's good on 1 through 6.
Yeah.
All right, 7 and 8 is basically the same thing. It's just in word problem form. So let's read number 7.
7, 7, 12. So it's 12 divided by
Y'all probably don't even need my help.
2. 6 root 2. 8. So the sides are 12 inches.
All right, let me read it. It says you gotta find the length of a diagonal of a square whose sides are 12 inches long. Right. So Jason, this is 12, this is 12, all these are 12. They want you to find the diagonal. Well, can't we just use our formula to find the diagonal? Get the diagonal, the hypotenuse? Yeah. So what's the middle gonna be? 12 root 2. Good, it's 12 root 2. So did you guys do this in geometry? I'm assuming you did.
Yes, it's
We didn't keep that.
It's been a while.
been 2 years.
All right, good. Go to number 8. Everybody good on 7? Do I need to explain it? All
No.
right, I'm erasing all this. All right, let's read number 8. Number 8 says, find the length of a side whose diagonal is 8. So now we've got an 8 right here,
So
and we've got to find this side, all the sides.
So it's 8, it's 6, and 4 root 2.
Willie says 4 root 2. We agree? I agree. All right, so the front is the easier formula of the two. 45, 45, 90 is easier because these two sides are equal. All right, so now we're going to flip it over and do the back.
A hard side.
No, it's not. It's harder, but I wouldn't say it's hard. All right, this is your formula on the back. You already have this formula written down. It should be at the top of the page, right? At the top of the page. Okay. So this side is still the hypotenuse, but these are not called legs anymore because they're not equal. All right, so what's our plan on this side? Okay. You guys see the 30-degree side? You want to find that side first. When you start looking to find your three answers, we want to find this side first, always. How come? Because it's just x. And once you have x, let's make up one. I'm going to make something up here. What if, I don't know, what if this is 8? All right? What's this side going to be? What's the formula telling you to do? The formula tells you just times it by 2. So that would be 16.
16.
What would this side be?
8 root 3.
It says go back to x, go back to 8 again, and multiply it by root 3, and we're just going to leave it 8 root 3. We're not going to times it, make it decimal. All right, so knowing this side is the key. It's easier to go from here to here than going backwards. All right, so let's work number 1. All right, number 1 says we got 4 root 3 on this side. 4 root 3 right there. Is that what they got? That's what they've got. Okay. All right, so like I just said, we want to go backwards. We want to find this side first. You always want to find the 30-degree side first. Okay, good. They've got a y instead of x. That's okay. Right. Okay, so we've got to go from here to here. Look at your formula. The formula, if you go from here to here, the formula tells you, okay, multiply by root 3. So what are you going to do if you go backwards? You're going to divide by root 3. Take that, 4 root 3, divide it by root 3. What do you get? Just be 4. Put a 4 right there. All right, if I know this, the 30-degree side is 4, what's the hypotenuse going to be?
8.
Yeah, it says times it by 2. And you times this by 2. Not the 60-degree side, the 30-degree side. So that's 8.
What?
All right, question, Willie. It's okay to ask questions on this. This is new.
Just the other stuff.
All right, let's go to number 2.
So,
Number 2, my 8's right here. Guys, this is the same problem we just did, isn't it?
divided by 2 gives you.
Yeah, because if you go backwards, you've got to divide by 2, it gives you 4, and then it's 4 root 3. Yeah, that's a waste of our time. They gave us the same one. Let's go to number 3.
That's 9.
That's right.
So if you
Number
divide it by 2,
3, you got 9 down here. Okay, first of all,
It's 18.
do we have the side that we want to start with? Yeah. They're giving you the 30-degree side. All right, let's do the hypotenuse first. What's the side going to be right here? 18. Can you double it? And this side, Jason, is?
It's 9 thirds.
Okay, 9 root 3. All right, so y'all got it? So do 4 and 5. Just try it. Try 4.
What's different?
It is a little different. I want you to try it, and I'll show it to you. Think about going backwards.
Okay.
All right, so Willie, let's go backwards. Let's go to here. You know, and I say going backwards because normally we start from here and go to there. We multiply by root 3, but we're going to go backwards, so we got to divide by root 3.
Yeah.
So take 6, divide by root 3 in your calculator. Now, if our pattern holds up, Schumann, 6 divided by 3, it should be 2 root 3. Somebody check that and make sure it works on this one too. That's right? All right, so this side is 2 root 3. All right, what does it say we have to do to find the hypotenuse? Times it by 2, okay. Which number do you times by 2?
Bobo.
No, only the one that's not inside the square root symbol. Only the front.
So 4.
So it's 4 root 3. You just bring the root 3 down behind it.
Even if you didn't put it in the calculator, it'd still come out like that.
All right, so I showed y'all 5. I showed you 4. You should be able to do 5, and then we'll try number 6. All right, let's go here first. What do I do?
It's 6 square root of 3. and-
Right, formula tells you to divide by root 3, so if our pattern holds up, it should be 6 root 3.
Yep.
How about the hypotenuse? What do we do? You double it, so it'd be 12 root 3.
Wait, what? I'm confused.
Okay? You see how I found 6 root 3? Let's do it. So when I go from here to here, the formula tells me to times by root 3, but I went from this side to this side. So I divided by root 3, put it in your calculator, it'll give you 6 root 3. All right, now number 6, okay, this has the word altitude on it. I'm going to guess you didn't have a problem like this on the SAT. It's got altitude in it.
She said it.
All right, let's check it. All right, it says one side of an equilateral triangle. What's an equilateral triangle, guys? Hang on, one side of an equilateral triangle. Oh, I got you. All right, so an equilateral triangle means all the sides are equal, right?
Yes.
It's equilateral, okay? There's our equilateral triangle, draw that.
The altitude.
I can try.
Just try it, just try to make all the sides equal.
Look, I need to do that thing perfect.
Alright, what's next?
He has
You got a little help.
Next, Jason, it says, one side of, triangle measurement altitude, one side of an equilateral triangle.
Is altitude all of that together or something?
Side of an equilateral triangle measurement. I tell you what, an altitude, I know what an altitude is, I've never taught geometry,
Right down the middle.
but an altitude is the highest point in this triangle, right down the middle.
Really?
Okay, altitude, highest point, Willie, sit up. So I'm gonna give y'all one side. I don't see where it gave us a number, so I'm just gonna make one up. Let's go with this side right here is 24. All right, now I want you to find this side. And I want you to find the height of the altitude. You should be able to do that by our 30, 60, 90 formula. All right, this side right here, this angle is clearly 90 degrees, right? There's your 90. This side is smaller than this side, and also if it's an equilateral triangle, something else I didn't go over, I'm assuming y'all remember all this, they're all 60, 60, 60. So if you cut this one in half, that one's gotta be 30. So yes, we can use our 30, 60, 90 formula to find the sides.
So it's 24.
Don't say it out loud, give everybody a few seconds.
Wait, are we doing the 3?
We are doing the same formula, you're doing the same thing you just did. The trick on this one was setting it up. All right, so let's go here first. What is it? Well, let's look. That's the hypotenuse times by 2. So if I'm going backwards, I divide by 2. I'm thinking that was 12. Right? This side's 24. Right there. So if there's a number on that side, then they've already multiplied it by 2. So if I'm going to go backwards, I have to divide it by 2. I have to undo it.
I thought we were doing that.
All right, so what's the altitude going to be? Well, look, your 60-degree
Oh, I
side,
see, it's turned
it says,
the other way.
yeah, it's turned around, right? It says x root 3, so I take 12 root 3. How much time we got? 30 minutes. All right, I got a few problems. We might have some free time today. Now we get out 11:07. All right, so what I want you guys to do, I want you guys to draw this shape right here. You can draw it at the bottom, or draw it at the top.
And do it?
But by knowing one side, Willie, we should be able to find 1, 2, 3, the other 4 sides.
Okay, I did it.
All right, and because it's just using the same formulas that we just worked on.
Coach Aaron,
Yes.
can I see William Rissler?
What's this side right here going to be? What's the formula tell you? It tells you, take this side and multiply it by root 2. So that's going to be 24 root 2.
I put 48.
All right, Willie, you're thinking about this triangle where you got to double it, the 30, 60, 90. This side is 45, 45, use this formula. Over here is 30, 60, 90, we'll use this formula. All right, so 24 is connected with the 30. That's good. That's the one you want. So how do we find the hypotenuse? Good, double it, 48.
No, I did
How do we find this side right here?
48.
What's the formula tell us to times it by?
3.
Root 3. All right, so which number do I times by root? The 24 or the 48? The 24 because that's the 30. Look, the 30 is always the x. That's the one you're going to use times with. So it'll be 24 root 3. All right, so when we have a quiz on this next week, this is the kind of problem you'll have. I don't think I'm giving you any like this, just one type. I think I give you this type where it's got both triangles, both formulas, and you got to find all the sides.
Oh, would that be
Just one of them?
that?
I think it's just one. I can't remember. I should look at it. All right, let's do one more like this before we move to something else. Hey, we're going to work on this a little bit for several days. All right, just maybe 10 minutes a day. All right, so you guys do that. Write it down again somewhere on your paper. Find the remaining 4 sides. I've showed you one now. You should be able to do it.
Don't you divide that by the 30?
All right, Willie, get out of that seat and sit in that desk. Banned from the seat. Willie. I know. That's what you should listen to.
I was gonna notice it.
I know.
Like on you. 32.